and we are starting the virtual show with Youth Quail today. So really quick, some statistics before we get started and some information. We had 30 exhibitors for Youth Quail, and we're going to go through 66 total birds. I want to give a really big shout out to our clerk, Laurel Spiegler with Well Qualified Homestead, who's going to be moving around in the background. She's the one copying and pasting pictures and helping us make sure everything is sorted on the back end. So super huge thank you for that. It's a really big help to have that. And then I'll go through our sponsors before I introduce our judge. So our best in show for Youth Quail will be getting $10, as well as ribbons, rosettes, certificates, plaques, the whole shebang. That's from Thieving Otter Farm and Unique. They also will be getting a bag of Show Pro feed for, thanks to Champions Blend. Some other sponsors that we have for our ribbons, our rosettes, certificates, and everything: the Quail Underground, Thieving Otters Farm, Quirky Quail Homestead, Bright Marvel Farm, Peterson Farm, and we also have Well Qualified Homestead, our very own, that had sponsored some of the awards too. So thank you to all of our sponsors. It is a huge help. This is the only reason we can keep the show free and still running every single year. So another announcement that we've got, we are running merchandise. So t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, all of that. Huge thank you to Fowl Creations. They put a whole storefront together. They're the ones that made the designs for us, made the t-shirts, made the shirts. So the link for that will be coming out soon. I think it's $1 for every order goes to the virtual show. So if you ever, and he was able to do it pretty cheap. So I think t-shirts are under like $10, and sweatshirts are under $20, things like that. So he did a fantastic job, was absolutely amazing to work with, and that will be up soon for all of the exhibitors and sponsors. If you are following along and you've seen our website, we've got open quail judging this afternoon at 1:30. On July 5th, the fun show judging, which that one is just popular vote. That one will open. I'm still working on the platform program to see if I can do it so you can vote every single day. If that's the case, then you'll be able to vote every single day. That'll stay open until July 15th. On July 8th, we've got open bantam judging. So that is our biggest show by far. We have a little over 700 entries. We have 702 because I didn't quite catch that cutoff in time. And then open waterfowl judging is on the 11th. The 15th will be our youth waterfowl judging. And then for everyone following on our Facebook page, the 20th will be our showmanship day. So I'll be sending the link out this afternoon to everyone who did the interest forms. There will be 30-minute time slots available for you to sign up for with our showmanship judge. And then Youth Bantam is our last one on July 27th. And the links to all of these, the only one we're waiting on yet is our open large fowl time. We still don't have that one quite set. So as soon as I know, I will be letting you guys know. But every other link and time is on our website, our Facebook page, and YouTube. So follow along there. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Mason Fields to introduce himself. He is our ACBA youth representative. He's done a fantastic job on the committee, has a bunch of different ideas and programs he's working on getting up for the youth there. He recently just took champion quail at the Kentucky show that we had, which had over 30 quail in it. It was an awesome show from everyone that I had heard and did a fantastic job there. And he currently runs Big Spring Quail. So Mason, I'll let you talk a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Mason. I probably started in quail close to a little over a year ago. and I've just been with it ever since, learning everything I can, getting helpful tips from places like the ACBA and people along the way helping me, like Bree and Rebecca of Thieving Otter Farms. They've both been big helps to me, and I was able to go to the quail show in person this past weekend, and it was a lot of help to know what to look for in quail. So I'll be applying the knowledge, some of the knowledge the judge passed along today, and I hope it's a good show.
Yeah, and we're very grateful to have you. So let's get into the judging portion of it. We're starting with wild type today. So this is really quick. We separated it into classes based on color, though the birds are going to be judged almost completely on type. So our wild type class, we had said, is any bird with a wild type patterning. So things like Thalbfi, obviously your plain pharaoh, some of those different color patterns you're all going to see in this class. And we'll get started with our plain pharaoh. I will mute myself on here and let Mason take it away.
All right, so we'll start in this top left corner here with this bird. Looks like a bird with fairly good conformation. She's got a little bit of a ruffled feathers, but otherwise she seems to be fairly good. I would have liked maybe a better picture of her standing more so I could see her knees, but other than that, these are all good pictures. Then we'll move on to this bird on the right. Go ahead and zoom in on that one because it's just showing up a little grainy on mine. Looks like a very nice bird. The wings, I do like how the wings look nice and stretched out, not stubby wings. And it's got a good face on it. I do appreciate that close-up of the beak. She looks to have a good straight back conformation. And we'll move on to the one on the right of that one. She looks to be also fairly good. I like her back pattern and feather patterns. I'm assuming in that top picture she's doing something a little funny. It looks like she might be using the bathroom or something because, yeah. But, yeah, she is. I like the eyes on her. A very nice set. Looks like she has a good, broad, filled out chest. That's a good bird. We'll go to the one on the far right. I'm going to zoom in on this one. This bird is one I really like. It's got some very smoothed out feathers, and I do like that. It's got very nice color to the head. It looks just like a very nice, clean pharaoh. I like that picture of her standing up straight like that. Her back might be a little straight, but it could just be the way she's standing. You look excuse me. You look a bit more for the hump in the middle there, but otherwise she looks to be very good. And that wing picture is very nice. She's got no missing feathers on the wings, and it's all nice and colored like a pharaoh. Very nice. We'll go to the one just right below that next here. And I'll take a zoom in on him too. He looks to be in fairly good condition. Kind of looks like there's something going on with his head. It might flatten out a little, but I'm not sure. It could just be the angle. He looks to have very nice characteristics. I would like, for coloration, I might like to see a bit more of the chin strap, but other than that, he looks to be very nice and in good condition. Move over to the left. I'll zoom in on this one too. She looks in fairly good condition. I would like a bit better picture of the front and back, but I can generally see what I think I need to. She's got good coloration, doesn't look like she's skinny. Looks like she has good feet and legs, so that looks like a good bird as well. Move to the left for this next bird. Let me adjust my screen so I can see it. I like this one. I'm gonna zoom in on this one actually. It's a very nice picture of her wings spread and back. She looks, yet again, no missing feathers, all filled out on the wings. Very nice and smooth. Looks to have a nice back profile, good face. Her beak looks good, no overhangs and anything off there. And I like that one, I do. Then for our final bird of this class, on the bottom left there, I'm going to take a close-up of him as well. Seems to be a common pattern. He does display a bit more of that chin strap, which I do like. I like that I have a good couple pictures of his legs there. That's very helpful. He looks to be in good condition. Just a little ruffled feathers, which is nothing major. His wings do look a bit thin and maybe possibly small, which might be something that could be worked on by the breeder. But other than that, he's got a very nice conformation. So, after taking a good look at this class, let's see. For our number one spot, it would probably have to be this bird right here. Good pictures, good feathers. I do like just about everything about her. She's a very good looking bird. For our second place, it will probably be this little lady right here. She yet again just has nice smoothed out feathers. She has good conformation, good beak, and just not a lot to find wrong with that bird. For our third place, just take a quick peek at one of these to make sure. It will probably be this girl right here. She looks to have nice wings, good shape, filled out body, which is something that at the show this past weekend, the judge says you look for a very filled out body, which is good to know. For our fourth place, it will probably be this gentleman right here. He has good coloring, good feet, good back. The wings are possibly a tad short, but other than that, he's a good looking bird. Next, it will be this one right here. She's very nice looking. Just looks a tad on the smaller side, but other than that, she seems to be nice. Next, it will be probably this bird right here. I really just didn't have a lot to go off with this bird. The pictures aren't exactly what I would love them to be, but they are nice. And then it will probably be this guy right here. He's nice, but he just had a few small problems that I didn't exactly love about him. And this one will be placed here because she looks a little ruffled up on the feathers, and I'm not sure about that tailbone. It kind of looks like it abruptly ends rather than going on a gradual slope. So that is why I will place that one there. And I think if that's everything, we'll be good for the next slide. So this looks to be our Falb-Fee category. I am a big fan of Falb-Fee, so that's nice. We will start with this one in the top left corner. Some of the pictures are small, so I will zoom in on him. Or her, my bad. Zoom in on her. She looks to be in good condition. Nice smoothed out feathers. Legs and feet all seem to be in check. She looks to have a good beak. Her wing feathers are nice and broad, all filled out, no missing feathers or large or weird pockets of no feathers and that sort of thing. I do like her. And next we'll go to the right. This looks to be a male. I'll take a close look at him. He's very nice. I do like how he looks walking, just a nice gradual slope up and down on the back. No hanging wings. I like that side picture. It gives me, honestly, a lot of information, which is good. On the front on picture, he looks very filled out, which is a good thing. And because you can see it almost looks like its breast muscles are separating due to just the sheer size of them, which is not a bad thing. On the ground, he yet again looks to have average sized wings, all smooth back, no missing feathers. You can see his feet in the bottom of that one too, no bumblefoot or anything like that. Very nice. Move to this one on the top right and have a peek at her, I believe. She does have a bit more of the ruffled feather. Her toenails are a tad long, but there's not too much you can do about that one. She also displays a bit of that almost abrupt looking into her back. Like maybe there's just not quite something there, and it could be due to the feathers, but this also could be, it almost looks like it's a young bird who's just not quite feathered out yet, which could be a real possibility. But she does have a nice beak. It looks like her legs are all in order. But, yep. And then we will go to the one below that next on the bottom right corner. She looks like a very nice bird. It doesn't look like her feet are in any poor condition. I do appreciate these nice pictures that I can see the legs and feet. She has a very nice colored face and chest. All the feathers are nice and smoothed back. I like how she's standing tall, almost presenting. Good picture. Good beak. Looks like good wings on her too. Nothing stubby or overly long. That's a good bird. And then we'll move on to our last one on the bottom left. And I will take a close look at this one as well, because why not? This one does look to have a very nice filled out chest. She honestly looks a little plump, which is not a bad thing. Looks to have a good beak, a bit more of that ruffled feather pattern, but that's not going to hurt her too much. Very nice wings. These wings are actually very nice, spread out and even. I like that picture. She looks to have good eyes and fairly good body conformation. All right, so looking at these birds, I will have to say for my first place, it will be this fella right here. He's just got a very nice filled out body, very good conformation, good wings. Not much to find wrong with him. Next will probably be this lovely lady right here. She, yet again, just has a nice body, good wings, good beak. There's just not too much to find wrong with her. I do like how I can see her feet nice and well and know there's no issues with her. It's very good. Next, we'll probably... It's a tough decision. These are all good birds, which makes it a little hard. But it would probably have to be this lovely lady right here. You can see her feet good, there's no issues there. Good beak, good shape, good coloring, good wings. Just, you can't complain too much. And this lady will go forth. You can tell she's filled out. You can see her nice wings. She's just a little ruffled on the feathers, which I'm not wild about. And she has a tad bit of a slope on the back end of her back, but otherwise she's good. And then this lady here, like I said, it honestly kind of looks like a younger bird that hasn't quite feathered out like some of these adults, but it's still a very nice bird. Its feathers are a little ruffled up, and maybe it's in the middle of a molt or needs more time to feather out. Either way, it's still a good bird, and I trust will grow into a good bird. And I believe that should cover us for the Falb fees. The next, it looks like we have Pharaoh Andalusian. Very interesting class. I honestly haven't done much with Andalusian and silver, so this will be fun for me. I'll start in the top left like normal, and I will take a closer look because I just can't see those pictures because they're small.
So this one looks like it's actually going to be a Falb fee.
Yes, I was going to say.
Do we want to? We can move it into the Falb fee class and judge it as a Falb fee.
Let's do that.
Okay, and it's also looking like the one right below it is also going to be Falb fee.
Yep.
Instead of Pharaoh. So we will jump back on over So I will share this tab so you guys can see what we're looking at. If you want to put them in there somewhere. And then Mason, do you want to give a short explanation on how you would tell the difference between a Falb-Fee and an Andalusian? That would be great, because I know a lot of kids looking may not be able to know.
A Falb-Fee, if you zoom in on, we'll say, a Falb-Fee, really, it looks a lot like a pharaoh, just instead of being brown and rust colored, it's going to be gray. A great example of Falb-Fee coloration is this one in the number 3 spot. If you zoom in on that one, you can just really tell she might have a little brown coming down around the edge of her chest where her speckles kind of meet her other feathers, and she's also going to have that white, either speckled or plain white chest, speckled if she's a female, plain white if she's a male. She's going to have a chin strap like a pharaoh, but instead of, well, it's actually still going to be white, but you can notice that her pattern's very similar to pharaoh. It's just gray and darker. Whereas opposed to, it's really the lack of brown is what Falb-Fee should be. And then if you go over and look at an Andalusian, just glance at this one in the top, you can tell upon closer look, it really takes over more of the body. You can see the chest there. It's more of a silver color rather than white, and you can tell its back carries a bit more of the brown in color than a Falb-Fee would, and that's a good way to tell the difference. But we will go over and judge these 2 Falb-Fees, which could possibly move around the placement thus far, considering that they have not been here. I'll go to this one on the bottom left corner. This looks to be a female. She looks to be in nice condition. She has a very nice filled out chest, good coloration, good feet, good beak. This is just one of those that there's not too much to find wrong with her. She has good, slowly arching back, and just looks like a very good bird. I like the wing picture, very nice. And then we will move over to the bird on the right of it. This bird looks to be, a nice bird. The feathers are a little ruffly, but it's a male. So males, just to explain, in Coturnix quail, they tend to not quite fill out and get the heft a female would. So that's something to consider when showing quail. You might want to pick your females rather than your males, but if you've got a nice male, still enter him. But he might have just eaten a lot, but he's got a little bit of a bulge in the crop area, which is not something I love, but it could just mean he just ate a ton of food and it's full. And his crop is where, in birds, they have a crop rather than teeth, and they'll eat small pebbles and rocks, and that's where they grind up their food to go through the rest of their digestive tract. But he also looks to be very nice, feathered out, good wings, good structure. His back might look a tad straight, I'm not sure, but good bird. So we will switch around the placements a little bit. This girl in the bottom corner here, she will She actually will take, I'm not sure, I think she will, I just have to look at some of these others again because it's hard to look at them and then remember everything about them. But yes. It looks like she will be taking our, sorry, I just have to look at all these, do a double take and make sure I remember everyone correctly. She looks like, yeah, she looks very nice. Yes. So I will put her into that 4th place position. I still do like my top 3 choices. They're just some birds that are hard to beat, but yet again, I don't see any birds that are undesirable. This lady will take this spot. She's very nice, filled out, and just not much to complain there. She will take our 6th place spot because she, like I said before, I think she just might be a little young and needs a little more time to mature, but that's all right. And this male will end up taking that position because I'm not quite sure what's happening down here in the chest. Maybe some explanation on that would help, but and his feathers are a tad ruffly, and like I said, a male, they just tend to not fill out as well as some of these females, and there's just not much you can do about it other than maybe enter your females rather than males, but he still looks like a very nice male. And I think this time we are done with our fall fees. And here we are at Pharaoh and Illusion. Just move a couple of these around to where I can see them a bit better. I'll start up here on this top left. With this one, I'll take a good look at him or her. Hard to tell. This one does look to be one of those younger birds. You can tell a little because up here above the eye is still yellow, and that's normally one of the last parts to turn. Because if you think about it, a chick hatches yellow, so it's still going to have some of that chick down and feathering. But being a younger bird, it still looks fairly quality. The wings look nice. The chest is a tad small, but like I said, it's a bit of a younger bird. Good back, good beak, not much to complain about there. Move over to the right. I will have to zoom in because the picture is just a bit grainy for me. This bird also looks similar to our first, maybe a bit young. I like the pattern down the back. Seems to, like I said, it's a bit young. The chest isn't quite broad and filled out, but that's just something you can get around most times. Back looks to be good. The wing structure looks to be good. Nothing stubby or faulty there. I'll go to this next one to the right. We'll take a close look at this one. I like these pictures. It looks to have a good head. The feathers, the wings look to be good. The feathers, maybe it's just because it's in the grass, but the feathers look a bit misplaced, but it could just be how the bird is spread out, which is fine. But I wish I had a bit better side view rather than it being in the grass. I wish I could see the feet so I would know what I'm looking at there, but it doesn't look to be poor quality. The beak could possibly be a bit long, a bit of an overhang beak, but otherwise it's a good bird. Go right below it here. This one looks like an interesting color pattern. These are some nice pictures. I do like these pictures and how they're, she's got a nice sloped back, good beak, looks like a good foot there, good wing spread. On this front facing picture, it looks like she may be missing the tip of a toe or a toenail, which will hold her back a little bit, but other than that, she looks to be in very good condition. Nice feathers, good beak, good chest, looks filled out. Just only thing is that little toe or nail that's missing, whatever's happened there. Then we'll go to our last bird. Zoom in on that one. This looks like a nice bird. These are nice clear pictures, which I do appreciate. Good feet, good back. Looks like a good wing spread. Oh, I really do like this side picture there at the bottom. It's very nice. Really shows you a lot about the bird. A good side-facing picture. Excuse me. You can tell that chest is real big and filled out. And those feet are good, and that's a nice beak and eyes. And this is not a bad bird at all. That front-facing picture also helps a good bit because you can see if there's anything wrong with the eyes there. And you can see the nares, which is good. And yeah, this is a very good bird. All right, and I believe that should do it for our Pharaoh and Illusion class. So our first place will have to be this one. I really did like the shape of it, and the pictures are very good and help you see that bird in full. Our next one, we have these two here at the top that are both quality, but both have just small little things like that missing toe and that slightly overhang beak. But I will have to say this one is probably our second place winner. She just had, I guess it could be a he too, but it just has a good, you can really see that good shape on the side angle and a really good beak, and that toe is just a little mishap. And I like that I can see the feet in this one. I don't love that I can't see the feet at all in this far picture, but it's just... Our third place will probably be this bird. It's a good looking bird. Like I said, it's a bit young, but it still looks to have matured nicely. Good feathers, good back, good wings. Our fourth will be this one. Like I said, it's a good bird. It's got a decent spread, but I would have liked to see the feet, and the beak is just a tad overhang. Our last one will be this one. The pictures aren't great to go off, but you can still see some of the characteristics you need, but from what I can see, it looks like a good bird, but it's just, I would love some better pictures on that bird for next time. But, yep, I think that does it for our Pharaoh and illusions. And here we are to our final ones.
So this is any other pharaoh, and this is basically some of the birds the way we did it in all of our shows. Just clarifying for people, because I know Mason knows this, but other people may not. Is basically we separated it into varieties, and if we need at least 5 of each variety to make up a separate slide. So if there wasn't 5 of each variety, it kind of got thrown here. So just taking a quick look, I think this one, 325 here, may actually be a Graufi.
Yes, possibly.
Yeah, so we're going to move that to EB. And this other one may be a homozygous white, but it looks like there is some pharaoh underneath there. So it's up to you, Mason, if you want to move that to any other, or if you'd rather keep that in any other pharaoh.
Honestly, it won't bother me either way. Wherever you feel like moving it is fine.
We'll leave that white one in there. Just, it's a little bit less competitive of a class. Yeah, and it definitely has pharaoh underneath it. It doesn't look like a full, complete English white normally does, so we can leave it there. But I will move that Graufi to the all other mutations, or the extended brown.
Right.
Because I know there's a separate award for that, so.
All right. So, looks like we have 2 on here, which is not bad. We'll take a look at this English white looking one first. This, taking a close look at it, it looks to be a nice bird. Looks like it has good feet. That beak, though, yet again, is a tad, overhang, and I don't know if, I guess it's not an issue that beak isn't pink all the way through, but it's just a bit overhang for me. And the wings look like they could be a tad short, but I'm not sure on that picture. The white background kind of messes it up a little, but other than that, it looks like a good bird. Then we will take a look at our second bird. Take a close look at it. So on this second bird, it looks to be possibly ginger, possibly. I'm not. Oh gosh. It looks like a good bird. It's got good wings, got a nice beak filled out. I would have liked some pictures of the feet on this one, but other than that, it looks to be good health, good quality. I'm not quite sure what the wings are doing when it's standing. just straight up like that. It looks like they go off a bit, but I guess they could be a tad long, but that should be nothing too major. All right. And so now that I've looked at both of these birds, I will place them. Number one bird on this slide is probably going to be this one. It's just a good bird, good conformation, filled out chest, and there's not much to dislike about it. This one will go next. Yet again, it's really a good bird. It just looks like the wings could be a bit small, and the beak has a bit of overhang, but it's nothing too major. It's still a nice quality bird. All right, and I guess that will do it for our pharaohs. And now we have best of class. This is going to be a hard one because these are all some good birds. Really are. I'll take a look starting, I think, over here on the top left. Just a second look to remind myself. This one looks like a good bird. I think I mentioned before the back might be a little straight, but I really like how smoothed out the feathers are, filled out wings, good body. It's just good bird. And then go next door on the right for that one. Take a good look at him. And he also looks to be a very nice bird, good shape, very meaty looking chest, good wings, good coloration, just not much wrong with them, if anything really. Then we will go over to the Pharaoh and Illusion and get a good look in at him. I really do like this bird, and it might be that the pictures help, but it really does look to be a good bird. Good feathers, good face, good beak. This is a really good bird, honestly. It looks filled out, matured, nice, good. It's not really anything wrong with it. Then I just looked at those two on the far side, so I'll just go right below it here. I think this is another Pharaoh and Illusion. And this one right below it is...
So the top bird, the one you're looking at in that top corner, looks to be in Egyptian. And those top four are your champions, or so are your best of each
okay.
tribe. So the bottom four can't place above the one above it. So for anyone watching, like this pharaoh is the top plain pharaoh. This is the reserve. So they could go next to each other. They could take champion in reserve, but the reserve can't place over the top one.
Yep. And so out of this top group, I will have to say the champion is probably this Pharaoh and Illusion right here. It's a very nice bird. I really like how it looks, and there's not a lot wrong with it, if anything at all. It's got very nice pictures to help it out. you just can't find anything wrong with it, really. And I think our reserve champion, I can pick any bird for reserve. That's correct?
You can either pick the reserve Andalusian or any other of that top row birds. Those bottom row birds can't place above the one.
All right. And for our reserve, I will probably pick this one. It's all still a very nice bird, not really anything wrong with it. It's all nice, and very happy with my choices there, and these are some good birds, so congratulations to our breeders. And it looks like we are on to Extended Brown.
Yes, we are. Now's a good chance to stop and see if there's any questions on the pharaoh placing. And I do want to thank some of the, you may recognize some of these pictures here. Rebecca from Thieving Otter Farm provided some of the pictures, as well as Martin Yardley. So if you've seen the pictures of the EB before, that would be where you've seen them. They've got some awesome birds and used it for that collage. So I'm not seeing too many questions. If you do have questions while he's judging, go ahead, throw them in the YouTube. If you think, or like on the comments, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, don't hesitate to ask. It may seem like a silly question. I promise you it's not. And if we don't get to it right away, we will get to it at the class slide. So, yeah. And then at the very end, we'll be going over the names for everyone. So I'm not seeing any questions, so I think we can get started into the EB.
All right. EB. Well, looks like we have one Rosetta, so not going to be a hard decision, but I still would like to look at it, just familiarize myself. Does look like a good bird, filled out. The back may be a tad straight, but it could just be it's sitting like a funny little bird. But yeah, this is a good looking bird. So it will be our number one. And Tibetan. I do love Tibetans. We have two here. We'll take a look at this first one on our left side. Zoom in on he, her, him. This one also looks to be in fairly good condition. Good feet, it looks like. I can't really tell how the wings are because there's no spread on the wings. I would like the wings to be spread, but I would say it's a good bird as well. Its back also does look to maybe go a tad straight, but I'm not quite sure it does, but it possibly could. But other than that, this is a good bird. Now for the one on the, right side. This one looks like a nice bird. Excuse me. It has a very nice wing spread. I do appreciate that wing picture. I can kind of see its feet, and it looks like there's nothing wrong there. Its beak looks to be in good condition. It looks to be filled out, and that is not a bad bird at all. So for our Tibetan class, I would say my first place will probably be this bird right here. It's just a good bird. It looks like a filled out bird. I would have have liked some more wing pictures, but other than that, there's not much wrong with it. And then this one will be next because it's still a very good bird, and it's really two really good birds put together. So it's a hard decision to make, but this is still a really good bird, good shape, good beak, good feathers. And we'll move on to our next class, or our next subcategory. Oh gosh, this is a lot of birds. All right, what do we have here? All others, which is a good bit, so this will be fun. I guess we will start at the top here on the left. This looks to be our Growlfie from earlier. Not a bad looking bird. Looks to have a good wing spread. And looks to have a good beak, good head. The eyes could possibly be... No, I don't think they are. I was going to say they could be sunken, but they don't look sunken anymore. It was just a weird angle on that picture. It looks like the feather. But the back's a little bit of a straight until it slopes around at the end there. I don't love that, but it's still a nice bird. We'll go to the right and look at this bird. Sorry, having a slow computer right now. There it is. There it is. A blue EB. Looks to be a nice bird. Good eyes, good beak, good feather spread. This is another one where the back just isn't quite exactly what I might want. Rather than going down and having a nice gentle hump, it kind of goes down and straight into a hump. But that's something that can be easily worked out by the breeder, and it's still a good looking bird. We'll move to the next one on the right of it. This bird looks to be a nice bird as well, honestly. It's a good beak. The back is better on this one, but it's not exactly what I might want, but it looks like a very filled out bird, which is nice. It's got a good wing spread, and these are good pictures, but yeah, this is another nice bird. Move over to the one on the far right. Get that loaded up. And there we go. It looks to have maybe a bit of an enlarged nair, but I can't quite tell. It looks to be a very nice bird. It's got a very nice conformation. We're back to a better back there, just that nice little gradual slope. I like that I can see the feet, good feet. Wing spread looks good. The bird looks filled out, not scrawny. Yeah, that's a nice bird. Then I guess we'll go right below it to this one. Looks to be Tuxedo. I do have a soft spot for tuxedos, but that should not affect my judging. This bird, I would have maybe liked a better side picture. It's at a tad funny angle there, but it still gives me decent information on it. It's just It's turned a little, so I can't quite tell if its back's a little odd shaped or if it's just how the bird is, but in this front-facing picture, it looks to be a very filled out, large bird. You can tell it's got good wing spread, looks to have a very good beak, and not much wrong with it. I would have just loved some better pictures on the side. So I guess we will move over to our left on this one, this blue EB. This looks like a nice bird. You can tell it's got some large breast meat on it because that line's starting to come through, which we actually discussed that at the show I was at this past weekend. The judge said that's not a bad thing. That just means it's a very meaty bird, which is just fine. That line down the middle is what I'm referring to. Middle of its chest. But it looks to have a good beak, good head shape, nice eyes. Feathers are a tad ruffled, but it looks like the bird's maybe out of its element in the picture, so that could just be what it is. Otherwise, there's not a lot wrong with that bird, if anything, really. So we'll keep moving to the left here. Another blue Tibetan. Lighting provides a bit of trouble, so I can't quite see what else going on. I can tell it's got a good beak, decent shape to the back. Those toes, they look to be, I'm not really sure what's happening there. On that left foot, it looks like maybe I'm missing a toe or something like that. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. But it's got a good coloration on the back and a good wing spread, so it's all good. We'll move to the left again, to this one, and to this one. This one, pardon me. This one its beak looks a little maybe overhang, but not too much, not compared to some I've seen. The feet look to be in good condition. Looks to have a bit more of that back shape we've been seeing, kind of that slopes down and drops off right around the pelvis, which can be fixed but isn't detrimental. Looks to have a nice wing spread, and yet again, there's just not. These are all good birds we've been seeing. Continue to move to our left for this next one. Oh gosh. This bird looks to be in good condition. Good beak, good eyes, filled out chest. The back doesn't look bad. Good wing spread. I do like that bird. That's a good bird. Oh, we'll keep moving to the left there on this last one. To the last one on the left. And then, this bird, can't tell what it's doing in that front-facing picture, if it's just an odd angle or what, but you can still see the chest there and that it's fairly good and filled out. And the wing spread's nice, no missing feathers, not short, stubby. It's good. The side angle, it's got its feathers ruffled a little, which doesn't give you the best information, but it's still, and by information I mean it kind of hides a little bit of the shape of the bird, but other than that, this bird looks good. We'll go right below it here to another blue EB. Blue EB seems to be a popular choice. I've always wanted to have some blue EB, but I just haven't gotten my hands on the genetics yet. There's another one, pardon me, where the back is maybe just a little off, but this one looks better than others on that back shape. Still good beak, good eyes. This one looks to have a nice filled out chest. Also a good wing spread. I'll zoom in on these feet up here and see what I can. It doesn't look like anything's wrong with the feet at all. And yeah, this just looks to be another good bird. So we'll move on to, I think, what is our final row of the, well, we are on our final row, my bad. Go over to the right, I guess is what we're on. Correct me if I'm wrong. Another bird, another blue EB. This one, it's got a nice conformation, still a good beak, good eyes. Can see the feet better on this one, and I'm gonna zoom in on that to make sure. Yeah, it's just the tree made it look a little off, but it's still a good bird. That back shape's a bit more what we would like it to be. I think the bird's making itself look a little funny because it's stretched out in an odd environment to it. It's in an environment it's not used to, is what I should say. And then, yeah, it looks like it has another good wing spread. I like this wing spread picture because you can also see the head there and see if one eye pokes out more than the other. It gives you good information, but this looks like a good quality bird. We will move on to the next one with that. And oh no. Please bear with me. I just accidentally closed the tab that I will have to reopen. Apologies for that.
Nope, you're good. There's a couple questions that we can answer while you're reloading the page. So some things. Majority Hot Havy asked if this will be recorded. Yes, it will. You can go and anytime on our Facebook page and rewatch parts of it. That'll be true for everything. On our YouTube, you can go under the live section and you can rewatch it. I am working this time to see if I can upload it as a video, and then I can cut out like if there's breaks or things like that, so you don't have to watch the whole thing front to back, and get that posted so it shows up under our regular account. But yes, for all of our shows, you'll be able to watch it live, and then you can watch it recorded. You also, the only thing with that, live is the only chance you'll have to ask the judge questions in real time. So if you watch the recordings, you may not get answers to your questions, at least not from the judge themselves. So, another question were the all others from Fig Tree Farm. They need to have the name. Last year we required you to have like that type on there of what it was supposed to be. So you'll see some of them have blue EB on it or things like that. We did not require that this year. It's encouraged. It makes our job a lot easier, but not necessary at all.
All right. I'm ready to go again. I believe we're on this tuxedo furthest to the left on the bottom row. This bird does look to have good beak, good eyes, good shape, good feet, good wing spread. There's really nothing much to find wrong with this bird. It's a very nice bird. Props to the breeder for that one. We'll move to our next one on the right. Move over to the right. Oh gosh. We are on this one. I guess this one looks to be Ginger EB, a newer breed. It's also got one of those very large chests. You can tell the beak in this top picture looks to be a tad overhang, which, considering the number of birds in this class, could hold it back because there's just so many to choose from. But other than that, it looks to have good shape, good wing conformation, or good wing spread, good eyes, and just not much anything wrong with it other than that little beak overhang, which could be fixed fairly easily. Then we will move on to what looks like this last tuxedo. Oh no, my computer's deciding to be funny. There we are. This looks like it could possibly be a black tuxedo, which is interesting. Looks to have good feet, good beak, good eyes. I really do like the shape on this bird, but the only thing I'm really seeing that's kind of a bigger deal is these wings. These wings look to be a tad short and small. And I know at one point Rebecca, the original black breeder, was having issues with that, so it could have just been something that came in the line, but it still looks to be a very nice bird other than that little wing issue. And we will go to our final bird for this class. Another blue EB, a very popular breed. Can't say I blame them. This is a nice bird. It's got that good back shape. I like the head shape. I'm going to zoom in a bit on that beak. Yeah, that beak from afar looks a tad overhang, but up close it looks to just be a good beak. Good filled out front. You can see the feet in this one, nothing missing there. Good wing spread, fairly uniform. Not a lot to find wrong with that one. Oh no. There, I'm back. And I guess that should do it for the birds for this class. All right, we will start ranking our birds. I'm going to take another look at a couple of these to just remind myself, because there were, I don't know, probably 15 or more birds in this class, which is a good decent chunk of birds. But who doesn't love looking at quail all day? All right, so our first place bird will be this tuxedo. I really loved the back shape on it, and that kind of seemed to be something this class maybe needed a little work on, but it's not a huge deal. But it had a good back shape, good wing spread, good beak, good eyes. Not a lot to complain about with that bird. And for our second place bird, I'm going to go with this blue EB we just looked at. It was one of those, it was kind of, once you look at enough and kind of have judged your own quail for a year plus, just getting the best ones, you can really tell just when you look at something when it's a bit of a standout. And this one was a bit of a standout for me. It just had a very nice shape to it, and I really couldn't find anything wrong with it, which is very good. For our third place winner, it will probably, I'm sorry, I'm having to look back at these because I've just been looking at birds. This will be our third place winner. It has a very nice shape, good beak. Only thing that held it back was maybe it had a bit of a swollen nair, but other than that, it's a good bird. Good bird. Next, we will go with, oh gosh, you guys just make this hard. All these birds are so nice. Yeah, we will go with this bird right here. It was a very nice bird, had a good wing spread. I would have liked a better picture of the face and some picture of the feet. Could have placed higher maybe if I had some of that, but it's still a very good bird. Oh, for our fifth place, tough calls. Yes, our fifth place will be this tuxedo. I would have liked some better pictures of this one because it does look like a nice bird. It was just hard to really see and know too much about the bird without better pictures, but it still looks to be a very nice bird. Then we will probably go with this, this ginger EB. Had a very nice filled out chest, just that little beak overhang held it back. This EB will probably be our next one. It's one of those, really, the only thing wrong with it was those back issues, which can be resolved easy enough by the breeder. Yes. I'm just having to look through these birds again because you kind of start forgetting about them a little. This bird will be our next bird. Was another one of those, just, I really liked it, and I really did, but it's just the back didn't drive, or, wasn't crazy about it. Our next one will be this one. Had a very nice shape and very filled out chest. You can tell by the line going down the center of it, just a little hard to judge. The next one will probably be this growl. Good pictures, you can tell it's got a good shape. It's just, yeah, it's where it'll have to be. It's just, this class is so hard because there's so many birds. Just hard to make a decision. We'll probably go with this EB next. It's just another one of those where the back issues kind of held it back. Have to remind myself about a couple of these. Yes, I remember. This one will go here. It's a nice bird, but its beak was just a tad long for my taste. And its back was also pretty good. It's just not perfect. This one will probably go next. was a very nice bird. It's just those little wings. I did not like that, and it's just something that can be resolved easily enough with breeding, but it's held it back. Our next one will be this one where the back kind of shot down straight, and I didn't love that, and its feathers are a tad ruffled. And this one will have to be placed here because if you look close, it really looks like it's missing a couple toes, and just not, I would have loved better lighting and pictures to examine it further, but I was not able to have those. So that should do it for any other EB. And I guess we are on to our champion for the round for our next slide, maybe.
Really quick, do you want, because this was such a big class, do you still want top 2? Do you want top 3 brought over?
I think I'm going to stick with our top 2 in this one.
Okay. And then do you want to take a break? A quick 15
Yeah, we'll take a break
after
after this one.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, in our best of class. So I think without having too hard of a decision, our best of class is going to be this tuxedo. It just had a really nice shape, good beak, good wing spread, good pictures of the feet. There's just not much you can find wrong with it at all. And I think our reserve will be this blue EB. You can just tell, this is one of those, for me at least, when I look at it, you can tell it's got a nice shape, good head. It's not gonna be a bad bird at all. I would use this one in my own breeding pens, and it's a good bird. But yeah, I guess that does it for EB.
All right, we'll take a quick 15-minute break. Up next, we've got our fawn and all other mutations. So I'll throw a timer up on the screen here. And yeah, we'll be back in a bit. All right, we're jumping back in. Let me share my screen really quick. There we go. So we are starting back up again with Fawn. I didn't see too many questions while we were away. We did have someone ask if we could have split that big EB class down, and that one is on me. So normally, like I said earlier, we split after every 5. So if there's 5 of a type, we try and get it its own separate slide or more, so that you don't have a huge class like that. So there was more than 5 blue EB, so that should have been split up into a separate slide. We didn't have a separate award for blue EB, so it is okay how it turned out, but just future for you guys' reference. So without any further ado, we'll get into the fun.
All right, and let's get into the fun. Looks like we have 4 here. We'll start on this far left. This bird looks to be like a nice bird. Oh, the background just makes it a little tough to see the beak, but that's all right. Beak looks good, eyes look good. I don't see anything wrong with the legs or feet. The feathers and wings look to be nice. The back is a bit straight again, but it's not as straight as we've seen previously today. So that's
One thing
good.
to note, this first bird actually should be a pearl feed. If you'll notice, it's a little bit more white. And you don't have that yellow color coming through fawn. So we're going to throw it, instead of putting it in Italian, and it looks like it may be a little bit Manchurian there, we're actually going to put it in any other fawn. So just heads up, those are great comments that'll be just as applicable in any other fawn.
All right, let's go to this first one on the left then. Looks to be a quality bird. I would have liked maybe a better side shot there. Kind of looks like you're trying to keep him contained though, which I do understand. He looks to have a good wing spread, good front to him. His back looks to be fairly good, but like I said, it's just a little hard to tell in that picture of the side, but he looks to be like a good bird. And I'll move over to the right here. This bird looks to be quality as well. Oh, it's got good wing spread. I like the wing spread. No out of place, missing feathers. Looks like a good filled out chest. He's got that Manchurian rust colored head. Looks like he's got a good beak on him. The feet look to be good as well. His back does not seem to be too out of place, or not out of place. Very misshapen. Yes, this looks like a very nice bird. Move on to our last one on the far right. She looks to be a nice bird as well. Good feet, good wing spread, good chest, good beak. It looks like she might have been in the breeder pen. She's got a little bit of feathers missing off the back of her neck, which if you've had quail for any amount of time, you know the males are just gonna do that. The feathers on her back are a little not perfect, probably due to the same thing, having a male in there. But it kind of makes it hard to exactly tell how her back is shaped, but it looks like her back is in good shape. This is another, oh gosh, nice bird. All right, so that'll move to our placing for this round. First, I'll probably put this bird. He seems to have very good conformation. There's good back shape, good beak, good feathers, all of it. And this is a hard class. These three were all good birds. Next, though, I will probably have to go with a male here. He looks to be good, nice and filled out, good feathers. His back shape looks nice. And yeah, this female will be our third place one because she, just those misplaced feathers, it's really the only reason, and which is hard because all three of these birds were very nice, and these are all very close birds, but yep, I think that'll do it for our Italians.
So up
Now
next,
we're
we
on.
had Manchurian. We didn't have any Manchurian entries, but I wanted exhibitors to know where Manchurian would fit in, as it's a pretty popular color. So there are no Manchurian, but this is the class that you would find it in if you would like to show it in the future.
Now we're on to any other fawn. So take a close look at this first one on the left. It looks like a nice bird. I have some birds like this. It looks to be a tad sassy, so it's just sitting a little funny, but it looks like a good back shape on it, good beak. Feathers are a little ruffled because she looks like she's being a tad sassy, but not much you can do about that. And her wing feathers are nice in place, broad. Can't find much wrong with that bird. Then we'll go to our second one. Take another look at this one, even though I already have looked at it. Just more of the same. Good wings, good beak, good chest. It's just the back here is a little straight, but it's not a bad back at all. So I think what we will do for our placings on this one will be... This one's hard as well. These are two very nice looking birds. We'll probably go with this bird as my first option, and then this one is my next. This first one just looks a bit more put together. I think the beak's a tad nicer on this one. Its feathers aren't ruffled up, and I like that. And then this second one, very close second, but that is what our placements will be for any other fawn. So for our best of class, we're moving a little fast, I guess. Our champion will be this Italian male right here. He just has good coloration, good conformation, just not much to find wrong with him. And for our reserve, I will probably go with this bird as well. I mean, just really not much to find wrong. Good, nice, smoothed out feathers. It's a good bird. And so I guess that will take us to our next one.
All right, we are on to all other mutations. So this is a category we put for birds where you may not be able to identify the base pattern. If you notice, the rest of them were sorted out by kind of their base patterns. So we had EB, fawn, wild type. This next one is you may not be able to tell because something may be covering it up. So for example, English white, you can see that white bird in the middle. These pictures are from Martin Yardley. Some are from Rebecca Lynch with Thieving Otter Farm. Some are from Annie Lindholm over in Sweden. So that black picture right there. These are some really pretty birds. But all together, this is your all other mutations class.
This should be a fun class with English white. In English white, what you're looking for is a mostly white bird. They normally have some sort of underlying mutation or genetic, I guess is the word. And that's why a lot of times it's hard to get a clean Pharaoh line, because Pharaohs end up with a dotted white gene, which creates the English white. But we'll start on the top left with this bird. So, from this bird in the top left, it looks to be in good condition. Its back is a little more of that what we've been seeing. Not quite great with the slope, but it's got a bit more slope than what I have seen before. Feet look to be in good condition. It looks to have a nice broad filled out chest. I can't quite tell, but I think the beak is fairly good. The feather spread is nice. Just a good bird. In our next bird, we'll go over to the right on the top. Oh, gotta load for me for a bit. So this bird in the middle top section, it's a good bird. It's got a few ruffled up feathers. I guess it could be in a breeding cage, getting a little more beat up, or don't know if it's a male or female, but got a good wing spread and looks like a good chest and beak. It's just another quality bird. Then this bird on the far top right, I would like to take a closer look at. Zoom in on that. It does look to have a bit of an overhang in the beak. But other than that, it looks to be fairly nice quality. Good. The back's a tad straight, but it's a fairly good sloping back. Wings look to be in order. Just that little beak overhang's about all I can find with that one. So we'll go right below it to this one on the bottom right. This bird, it's got a bit of a better back, good feet, good wing spread. The beak looks in order. You just can't find too much wrong with these birds, which makes my job hard, but it speaks to our participants are good quality breeders with good quality quail. Then the one in the bottom middle, it looks to have a bit more of that back shape I've seen throughout the day. Just kind of not quite the hump in the middle you'd like, but it gradually just slopes off and then kind of drops around the tailbone. But other than that, the feet look to be in order, and the wing spread looks nice, and just not much wrong with a bird like that. And the last bird in this bottom left corner, I will take a closer look at. It seems to have another overhang beak, which it's just a problem that happens. I mean, even the best breeders get overhang beaks, but it's just something you have to fix. Its back does look better though, but I will say it also does have those feathers that maybe look like it's a bit more of an active bird, whatever it's doing, but yep. And I think that covers all of our English whites, so we will place them. This is a hard one because these are all fairly similar birds, and once you get to somewhere like English white, it doesn't change up too much. But I think our winner, let me just take another look. Yep. Our winner will stay in its place. It is this one right here. And then our second place bird will be this bird. And I'd say our third place bird is probably going to be this one right here. It was a good bird. It just had that overhang beak, which I did not love. But then this one will go in our 4 spot. It just, the feathers are a little ruffled up, but it doesn't look like it's probably been in an active breeding cage or somewhere like that, which, you know, it's gonna happen. But in this one, we'll go here. It's got a bit more of that overhang beak and a bit more of that ruffled up feathers, but still a good bird. And then this bird right here will go there because of that back. I just don't love the back on that, but other than that, it's got a good beak, good feather spread. And I believe that will do it for our English whites. Next, we have Pansy. So I'll start in the top left and take a closer look at this just because it's hard for me to see those pictures because of the background a bit. But this looks to be a plump bird. Good feet, good face, good beak. The back is good on this one. Good wing spread. This is a quality bird, not too much to nitpick there. Then I guess I'll just do this pearl, I guess. Pearl pansy? I don't know. I'll take a closer look at that because the lighting makes it a bit tougher to see, but it's got a bit more of that ruffled feathers, which is not a huge deal, but its back does look a tad straight. And the beak is nice, eyes are nice, feet seem to be in order. The wing spread, can't quite put my finger on it. It just looks a tad off to me, but it could just be the feathers are a bit ruffled up. But other than that, it's a good bird. Then our next one will be this one on the far top right. He, she, I'm not sure. Looks to be in good condition. I can see good feet, good head, good back. That looks to be a nice bird. Then we'll go to the one right below that, and it honestly looks to be the same. This one on the far bottom right, or not the same, but similar. Good beak, good head. I would actually like to take a closer look at this one. Yep, it's got a nice beak, nice eyes. You can see the feet, which I like. That side shot shows you a better back and still shows you that good beak and a good wing spread. I like that bird. Then I'll take a close look at this last one on the bottom left. The feet look to be in order. That beak might... Oh no. I just had a malfunction there. Excuse me, just click something I shouldn't have. There, I'm back. The bird looks to be good. Its beak might be a bit overhang, which could hold it back, but it looks good coloration, good back, good wing spread. Oh, and so that will take us to our placing for this category. But I think our first place bird will be this one. It's got nice feathers, nice conformation, good legs, filled out chest. And that will mean our second place is this, yet again, good back, good filled out chest, good wing spread, just not much to complain about there. Our third place will be this one. Similar reasons, just good all around, not too much to find to complain about. Then I think our fourth place will be this bird. It's just got a bit of that ruffled feathers, and you can't quite tell exactly what's happening in there. You know, but it's still a good bird. And this bird will go here because that overhang beak held him back a little bit, and his back isn't great structured, but it's still a good bird. And these were all good birds. This was a good class. So that will take us to our next slide. This looks like we have a couple of blacks. We'll take our first look at this one. The background makes it a little hard to see, so I will zoom in. Take a closer look on this first hen. And this first hen, she looks to be good. Good beak. The back's a tad straight, but she has good feather spread. Excuse me. Not really. She's a good bird. She is. She is a good bird. Just, yeah, that back, like I've mentioned, it's a tad straight. Then we'll take a look at the second hen. Or maybe it's a hen, I don't know. The second black. She has a good beak, looks like a filled out chest. Her back is also had straight and really almost doesn't look like it slopes too much. I don't know. In that picture, she might be doing something funny, but she does have a good wing spread, good feathers, nothing out of place. Between the two of them, it's not easy to decide, but I think our decision will be in this order. This one, the first place one, just impresses me a bit more, stands up a bit straighter. I like that. And they both have good features and everything else, but that will be the decision. And we are ready for our next slide. And we are in best of class. So I think our champion will be this pansy right here. It was a good bird, has good conformation, good wings, good feet, good beak, good back. Just not much to complain about there. And I think our reserve will be this one right here. It's really nice and filled out and has a good wing spread and good back. And these have all just been good birds. It's hard decisions, but they just stick out a little more. And I think that will do it for our all other mutations. And that might be all of our quail. Youth quail.
Yep, we're gonna give Laura just a second quick to copy them over. I think we are ready to go. So these are the champion birds overall. And these are your top 4. You're welcome to, you need 1 champion, 1 reserve, and you can choose as many honorable mentions as you would like. And if you'd like to pull any more from the class slides, like a reserve of class, just let us know.
All right. I will take another look at these birds, but I think I already have a good idea of who my champion will be. Obviously these were all the champions of their classes, which makes it that much harder because you then got to pick the best of the best. It's a hard decision because these are all some good birds. But I think our champion is going to be this Pharaoh and Delusion. I guess I'll push that off to the side. And then our reserve winner will be hard decision. Let me take a closer look at one of these. I think, oh gosh, this is just a really hard decision because these birds are so nice. I've really enjoyed looking through all of them. I think our reserve will be this one right here. It had a very nice conformation. And, I mean, it's just the little things that went out at this point because obviously I liked all of these birds a good bit, but this one has won out, and these two are definitely honorable mentions. And there was, let me go back and see. I think there might have been one other I wanted to bring to the attention of honorable mentions. Sorry, I'm just looking back through to see if I remember it. I would like to bring our reserve from the Pharaoh class to honorable mentions. That was another bird that stood out to me. But, yep. But, yep, I think that these have just all been good birds. Thank you guys, and this has been great. These have been good birds. I loved getting to look at them all. And yeah, are there any questions that have arisen?
Don't think there was any other questions. So what we'll do, I'll go through really quick from the top to the bottom of the board, and go through names of just the first on each slide, and go all the way through the show, recognize the exhibitors. So starting at the beginning, our best plain pharaoh, 328, Art Kirikou. I think I'm pronouncing their name right. Our best fouled fee was number 197, Emma McGaha. Our best Andalusian was number 309, Bailey Butler. Our best any other pharaoh was number 91, Dawson Testel. And then overall, our best wild type was number 309, Emma McGaha. Oh, sorry, not Emma McGaha, Bailey Butler. With, I believe, Art in reserve there. Onto the EB, our best Rosetta was number 83, Waylon Peterson. Our best Tibetan was number 328, Art Kirikou. Our best any other EB was number 83, Waylon Peterson. And our best EB was Waylon Peterson again. Going into Italian, our best Italian was 286 McKenna Camp. We didn't have any best Manchurian. Our best any other was 325 Quentin Lee. Our best Fawn class champion was 286 McKenna Camp. Into all other mutations, our best English right was 268 Riley Tardif. Our best pansy was 328 Art Kirikou. Our best any other was 233 Grace Havey. And then our champion, all other mutation, was 328 Art Kirikou. Kiriakou, I think is how it's said. And then our overall champion, our best bird with that Andalusian Pharaoh was 309 Bailey Butler out of 66 total quail. And our reserve champion was number 83 Waylon Peterson with the Tibetan tuxedo. So congratulations, everyone. Thank you to watching the show and watching all the judges. If you've got any questions, even after the judging, feel free to comment. And if we get a chance, we'll forward them on to Mr. Fields. Thank you again, Mason, for judging.
It was great.
One of your first times, but you did absolutely fantastic going through all of them, being very thorough, giving a ton of feedback. It was a great time. So hopefully we'll see you guys all in about 45 minutes for the Open Quail show. Yeah. Bye.
See ya. Thank you.